This summer in our Sunday school classes, we explored many of the same concepts as you explored, the notion of villains and heroes. Each of us brought forward different heroes or villains from pop culture, people we either admire or despise. Quickly, it became clear that the theme of understanding, or the lack of understanding, was present in nearly every hero or villain story we encountered. The video you are about to see is called First Gay Hug. For us, it seemed to capture what we wanted to say about the role of understanding in a world in which we vilify others.
Well, you like women?
Yes.
How's it going?
Good.
I'm Jeff. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
Hi.
You look nervous.
I'm always nervous.
Why?
I'm a pretty nervous guy.
This is Katie.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Why did you ever think it was a sin?
Oh, because it says so in the Bible.
So which one of you is gay?
Right here.
We were taught that it's wrong.
How are you kissing another guy? I don't get that.
The thing where you kiss another girl.
So are you,
Okay.
yeah.
You're so pretty to be gay.
I feel like, gay men have more sex than straight men.
I don't know, I've been with my boyfriend for 10 years and I've never had sex with anybody else.
Well, I play the banjo.
That's cute.
I don't have a natural response to that.
You're kind of cute too. That doesn't hurt.
Doesn't hurt?
No.
I like your lipstick.
Thank you.
I could do without the gay parade.
Don't go. If you didn't know, would you think I was gay?
Yeah.
You knew?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Of course. I mean, look at you. You're gorgeous.
We can start with a handshake. Hello?
So do you wanna just go for it?
Never.
Should we start with hugging?
Oh, fine.
Yeah.
Let's give it a good. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh.
Oh!
It's okay, right?
Oh!
Oh, you're easy to hug.
Thank you. Just together? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, screen in for a hug here.
Try not to hug too strong.
Okay. It's gonna be a bro hug. Okay.
I did shave before coming, so I'm probably a little less scared.
Where?
Like,
Okay.
You kind of remind me of my husband. You know that?
Yeah. We're still normal. You're still normal. Same people, just hugging.
What? You rock it like a superstar. Yeah, absolutely.
you seem like a cool guy. I think your whole sex thing's kind of gross.
I think your whole sex thing is kind of gross.
Fair enough.
It's true.
In this video, you see people on opposing sides of an issue, meeting each other and showing affection. Outside of that room, these people may be prone to hatred or over-the-top vehemence in their respective points of view. One side for gay rights, the other side against gay rights. Yet this video shows none of the hatred that is so often embodied in the protests we see, where Christians portray the gay life as abhorrent to God. Both sides assume they are heroes in this situation, that they hold more favor with society and with God. It's very easy to vilify the other side. Yet when they are presented with a flesh and blood human being whom they are expected to be vulnerable and affectionate with, it becomes much harder to see that villain in the other person. There are two possible explanations. One, perhaps the devil masks his evil very well. Perhaps all of us are capable of false pretense and trickery in even very close moments. Or two, you can't see a villain because there is no villain there. When you establish empathy or compassion, even for a moment, understanding begins to flourish. You probably remember Maleficent from Walt Disney's 1959 Sleeping Beauty. Tall, dressed in a long black cloak with a black crow on her shoulder. She's the self-proclaimed mistress of all evil. After not being invited to a royal christening, she curses the infant princess Aurora to prick her finger on the spindle of a spinning wheel and die before the sun sets on her 16th birthday. We all grew up loving to hate her, but in this summer's Angelina Jolie version, we saw a whole new side to the mistress of evil. Spurned by the love of her life, Aurora's father, Maleficent does cast a spell on Aurora out of spite and vengeance. Her sole intent in rescuing Aurora from the neglectful fairies who are supposed to be taking care of her is to ensure that the curse is completed. But over time, she develops a mother's love for Aurora, a love that transforms her life and leads her to reverse this curse. At the end of the movie, Aurora is crowned the queen of a united kingdom, a land no longer divided by villainy. The turning of a fairy tale begs the question, which one is correct? It's open to interpretation. If you look for villainy, you will find villainy. If you look for heroism, you will find it. F. Scott Fitzgerald says that the test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposing ideas in mind at the same time and still be able to function. This is where what I believe, the kind of intelligence to which all Christians are called. Christ never really saw enemies. All the people he should have seen as foes or dreaded enemies, he drew close to him. The Maleficent were shown mercy. It is much easier to blindly accept one point of view. It is a lot less taxing, focusing on all the merits of your own argument. But the Dalai Lama suggests that by exploring and learning about other world religions, we don't lessen our own regard for our faith, but we strengthen it. It is possible to appreciate other faiths and viewpoints and still love our own faith. There are huge risks if we choose to do otherwise. There are few times in American history more tense than the Cuban Missile Crisis, where we stood on the brink of nuclear war with a country we utterly vilified. We now know that neither nation wanted to launch those missiles. It was the lack of ability to communicate, to bridge the distance between us, that nearly launched our nations to war. Here we were in our bunkers, unable to talk, yet we shared the same motivation as our enemy. In diplomacy, as in personal relationships, we are often capable of getting what we want in this world without blocking another person from getting what they want. It happens when we come together in a room and we are intentional about trying to communicate. It starts with trusting the people around us, by and large, who we think are out to get us. But they're really out only to get their own needs met. In Sun Tzu's Art of War, the most famous advice is delivered: know your enemy. Most people think that to know your enemy is to know and exploit their weaknesses. I prefer to think of it as know who your enemy truly is. See the possibility that might arise in a room if you were to stand right across from your enemy. Imagine what might cross your mind, his heart. Try as Jesus did to turn the world upside down and see the Maleficent with mercy. Thank you.